I strongly appreciated Regina's intervention, and I will keep her reference to Crimea as a hobby. Anyway, thank you, Regina, again. And now Alexander, with the editor-in-chief of Forbes Online. Just one word of introduction. Forbes Online has more than 500,000 500,000 people that are subscribers to that. No.
No, we have the audience, monthly audience is around 5 million people.
5 million, I am sorry.
No, but
I
half
got,
a million.
I got the wrong figure, even better.
500,000, this is an audience in the popular Russian social network, Vkontakte. So there are only young people. And
if I interrupt, you can read it all here. We are reaching 5 million Russians on the top end, on the top business level, through print, online, gadgets, iPad, and so on and so on. And of course, social media.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Branchini, Professor Magri. I hope I won't be so pessimistic in my speech as you were. Please, could we see the first slide? Yes, okay. Yes, I would speak a little bit about macroeconomic situation in Russia. In the 90s, the level of the inflation in Russia was great. It was hyperinflation, then it was just high level, and now in the years of 2000, it became more stable. So today we have a middle level of inflation that vary from 10 to 6%. And I would like to mention the fact that despite criticism, and I will say sometimes it's justified criticism, of Russian macroeconomic policy, unlike many developing countries like Argentina, Russia can make deal with its own inflation. Despite big amount of infrastructure problems, despite not so high marks of investment climate from foreign countries, from foreign experts, I would say that macroeconomic policy in Russia is on a high level of quality. Why? You see, at the moment, at the governing bodies of Ministry of Finance and Central Bank are the people from the team of Alexei Kudrin, former Minister of Finance and a kind of a friend of Mr. Putin. In 2007, he was named the Minister of Finance of the Year by Money Magazine, and he still has a strong informal impact on financial bodies. So, despite the political problems, you can see on this chart, inflation is pretty stable. The crisis of 2008 was hard for Russia, as for all of us, but we managed to overcome it, and after the economic decline, we can see robust economic growth. And from the point of view of midterm prospects, I would say that Russia won't face significant fall of GDP. Of course, this forecast is actual in normal conditions. And as Regina said, if Russia will face a third wave of sanctions, nobody would make a forecast on any GDP or inflation rates. Luxury market in Russia. You can see this chart, and last years the numbers were growing, and the forecast for this year is not so good, but still we can say that it's pretty stable. And the forecast was changed at the beginning of the year due to the political situation and Ukrainian crisis, of course. And what is important, at the moment Russian importing distributors have some liquidity problems to order new goods from Italy as well. Despite recession, Russia is one of the largest and promising luxury goods market in the world and in Europe as well. So you can look at these figures. This red large part of the scale shows Moscow, that is still the wealthiest city of Russia and spends more and more rubles for goods and for luxury goods as well. But if we talk about digital, look at this chart of consumer interest for luxury watches. It was made, these figures were produced by analyzing search queries in the internet. So Russia is on the second place in the world after China for searching of luxury watches. And of course, we are talking about younger generation. These people, they have great interest in luxury goods. Very interesting. At the moment, a large share of luxury purchases is done through internet from abroad. But at the beginning of this year, Russian government, I would say they made a gift for you. They coordinated a restriction on duty-free import of goods via internet. So now the ceiling is 150 euro per one order. And otherwise you have to pay taxes. So, of course, this is Russian government, don't know why, but they stimulate direct sales of imported goods inside the country. Russian retail rent prices are high, and I don't see any trend that they can go slower and they can go lower. So it shows that Russians are willing to pay not only for goods but for the rent price, that is, of course, in the price of the goods. Regina mentioned this, but here are the figures. After the beginning of the political crisis, the numbers of total car sales in Russia decreased. It was 6% and now it's go lower. The forecast is 8% and we still don't know if it's true. Still 8% versus 2013. But luxury auto segment show the opposite trend. Yes, 25 Bentley cars were sold only in January. This is great figures. And look at this chart on the right side of the slide. You see everything is growing. Mercedes, BMW, Porsches. So Russians don't buy mid-price cars, they buy expensive cars. Well, thank you very much. That's all I would like to say. Thank you.